coming up, but I'm gonna try to find it before. Are we really that fucking? Is it this fucking thing right here? That's not zoo. It must be. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we just did. Okay. Look at my people. You know, it's not good to see the players on this. I updated it here. Yep. Till, yep. This one's pan? Yep. We're good up here. Yeah, I just wanted something with iris on. I was gonna tell me that Francis.
And due to COVID regulations, we are a little higher to the rafters than we are courtside. Good evening. Friday night, Region 9 Volleyball on 88.1 and Rustler Media. I'm John Gabrielson. I'll be joined by Joel Kindle in just a few moments as our pregame show will go on. We'll have an interview with our head coach, Darshea Gallard. The CWC ladies, 8-5 overall. They've won 4 straight. They'll take on LCCC, who is 5-6 overall. They've lost 4 straight. The last 3 were in 3 to North Platte, Western Nebraska, and NJC. and Central has beaten LCCC on this floor earlier this season, 3-1. So we'll see how this one transpires as it is on to Region North Volleyball. Let's check out your Rustler weekend real quick as we get the ball rolling here on the pregame show. And with your pregame show, you're looking at the volleyball team, the only team in action this weekend. CWC men's and women's basketball. They are off this weekend as I've got to make an adjustment here on a microphone that is peeking out on us here real quick, and we'll see, and that should change that hopefully. There we go. The CWC women's volleyball team, the only team in action going on this weekend. Both Rustler basketball teams are off. The women were to play Casper College. However, that has been postponed as the CWC women's basketball team just got back on the court after quarantine a couple of days ago. So good to see the ladies back in the gym and getting back after it. CWC men's and women's basketball will host Northwest College. It's the Region 9 North opener for both teams. That'll be on Wednesday night here at Rustler Gym. They'll play at 5:30 and 7:30. Again, for the CWC ladies, they're taking on LCCC in about 12 minutes off the clock from right now. Then tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, they will be taking on Eastern Wyoming College, and that will be a 4 o'clock start against the 18th ranked team in the country, the Eastern Lancers. And Dante Jeffrey and that team kind of putting themselves on the map this volleyball season so far.
Yeah, I think the shine has come off them a little bit as of late, though. I think they've lost, 5 of their last 7, yes. I think it is.
And, 3 of those against that Region 18 where you've got Snow and Utah State Eastern and Salt Lake and CSI. But, yeah, nonetheless.
But if you're highly ranked, you better win some of those, too. So.
And they will come in here tomorrow. They are taking on Northwest tonight. Western Wyoming is at Casper. I'll keep you up to date on those other 2 matches as this match goes along here tonight. One question that I talked with Darshea Gallard, and I didn't put this on the pregame show, but I said, how's this for a fair question? I said, which game is bigger this weekend, to play and beat the team that you've already beaten, or would you rather beat the ranked team? And she said it's hard to put an emphasis on either one, just simply because it's 2 home conference games that you've got to take advantage of.
And I think how you feel about the second game is how, what happens tonight. Because if you were to lose tonight, it's not just a game you want to win tomorrow. It's almost a must-win game tomorrow. So I think it changes the complexion of that as well.
It's also weird that they will play home tonight and tomorrow. They'll play home Friday. Then they have 6 road trips before they come home for their final 2 conference games at home at the end of the month of March.
Well, anything you're going to tell me about scheduling is not going to surprise
me.
So, hey, it's really interesting in that regard.
Certainly changes on a weekly basis, and I'm noticing a lot more teams in the high school ranks ratcheting up mask wear in games and in practices as they're getting close to the end of the regular season, and they would like to have a culminating season, especially the 3A, 4A schools that did not get that opportunity a year ago. Well, except for 4 teams, I guess.
Lyman, the 3A champions I determined from last year, but they were the only team that played in 3A. Also, I find it so weird, too. I'm going to go back to high school. Wow, Douglas probably would be going for their 4th title in a row, in maybe any class even, but now that was interrupted from last year. And not to mention my University of Texas men's swim team.
Certainly teams trying to take precautions in the COVID era that is
They're
going
using
on.
the University of Texas swimming pool water to help flush toilets on campus because they need that pressure. So
that's an interesting conundrum that Texas is under right now, for sure.
Fluoridated toilet flushing.
Chlorinated.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Okay, fluoride come from the dental office.
I think they did put fluoride in water for a while, though, for that reason.
I believe they did. LCCC and CWC. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be a pregame interview with our head coach, Darshea Gallard. This is the pregame show from 88.1. We'll return in just moments here with the coach on a pregame show on Rustler Media, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. CWC dressed in orange. They are on the right side of the net, and they will be for the entirety of the match under new COVID regulations. On the other side, LCCC in the gray uniforms with white accents. No blue, no yellow of their signature.
Is that gray or is that green?
That's, I'm assuming it's gray, but they are no blue and yellow from the Golden Eagles here tonight.
I'm disappointed because they used to look like bees when they'd had that bright yellow and the dark blue together, but
Central 8-5 on the other side. LCCC is at 5-6. Last year, Central 14-18, the best record since 2014. Went 1-2 at regionals, their first Region 9 tournament win since 2014 as well. Sage Burnson, an all-Region 9 performer, coming out in 2019. There was no season in 2020. This is the 2000 season 20, if you will, and maybe have two seasons in 2021, in fact. LCCC 5-6 overall. They've lost 4 in a row. Their last 3 have been by 3-0 sweeps to North Platte, Western Nebraska, and NJC. Last year, Kerry Coates' team finished 11-25, third in the Region 9 North, and she brings back 9 returners off of last year's team, led by Kyla Childers.
How rare is that in junior college sports?
Led by Kyla Childers, the most notable offensively. She's been setting some career highs. She had 20 kills in a loss to Otero a few weeks ago.
A weird double-double. She leads them in kills and digs both, which is kind of an odd stat.
Shelby Veenstra is in the LCCC record book in assists. Kerry Coates in her second season, and she played and assisted at CSI, College of Southern Idaho, who's no stranger to volleyball championships out of that Region 18 Southwest Athletic Conference as they go. Her 16th year of coaching volleyball, her 7th at the junior college level. And that is LCCC and their head coach, Kerry Coates. On the other side, Darshea Gallard in her 4th season at CWC, as I mentioned, coming off their best year under her tenure at 14-18. She is assisted by Brooke Thompson, who was a player 4 years ago when Darshea first got here to CWC. They're 8-5. They've won their last 4 in a row, all of those 4 here on the home court at the second of their tournaments. The one that was scheduled to be here at CWC.
Miss Thompson got the jump on Sheridan and Gillette giving up sports. She did it a few years ahead of that.
And it's another thing, too. Without Sheridan in the mix, there's one less conference game. Well, 2 less conference games, a home and away. And so kind of puts a more importance, I guess, on each one now that there's 2 less.
Interesting, too. I'm thinking about all these former coaches in this conference that have gone on. You know, the Sheridan coach is now at Chadron State. LCCC is at Colorado State Pueblo he is at, I think?
CSU Pueblo.
And then you've got the old Western Wyoming College coach that went to Idaho State, but then I think he retired, didn't he?
I know he's no longer at Idaho State. I'm not sure his employment future. We're going to have a national anthem here in just a quick moment, so we'll step aside for that. We'll come back and meet the competitors in this match right after this.
Before we get started, I want to remind you that sportsmanship, how important sportsmanship is here on the court. Teams support each other. Fans, please cheer for your team and not against the other. And a reminder that in Central College, you must wear your mask. So please, on the bench and on the stands, wear your mask. Thank you. All right, now let's meet the players. First for the Eagles, Number 1, Regan McHenry. Number 2, Shay Hall. Number 3, Hannah Rhodes. Number 5, Paige Blevins. Number 6, Shelby Veenstra.
Lineups for both teams being introduced. We'll go along with them. We'll try to catch up here. Regan McInerney out of Thunder Basin in Gillette wearing number 1. Shay Wells from Cheyenne, number 2. Hannah Rhodes, number 3. Paige Blevins, number 5. The setter, number 6, is Shelby Veenstra. Calme Moncavo, number 7. Lauren Lacey, number 8. Number 9, a familiar name to CWC, and that is Alexis Pickard's little sister, Kaylee Pickard, out of Laramie. Kyla Childers, number 10. Emma Bonney, the libero. Emily Warheim, Francesca Rossi, Hannah Blunt, and Anastasia Dragovic. Central being introduced. They'll will continue where they're at now. Ashlyn Ibaugh from Buffalo. Mary Moyle out of Midway, Utah. Jordan Flippins from Hiram. Ashley Steffen out of Shoshone High School in Fremont County. Mackenzie Templeton from Highland, Utah. Anamia Darelia is from Serbia, the 5'10 freshman. Caitlin Lacasio of Littleton, Colorado. Libero Alondra Hernandez wearing number 12. Marley Albrecht, the 6'1 freshman from Sandy, Utah. Peyton Williams, the defensive specialist from Syracuse, Utah. Missy Mortensen from Clearfield. And Haley Isham out of Taylorsville. Your setter tonight will be Sophie Langer wearing number 1. Alex Lee of Baytown, Texas. Also number 3, Sage Burnson of Highland, Utah. And Ava Rasmussen of South Jordan, Utah. And how about the team, the club team that played in Utah that was made up of Mary Moyle, Ava Rasmussen, and Sage Burnson that all played club volleyball together in Utah.
Was Templeton involved in that at all? Because I see she is from listed as the same town as Sage, I believe, isn't she?
We submit our questions prior to the broadcast. I don't know that answer, but I want to say this before we get started with the match tonight, and that's our apology for some technical difficulties and other errors in our 9 a.m. Rustler report yesterday. New technology requires a bit of learning curve, and we didn't effectively execute our duties. We've corrected the technical errors, and we will move forward. Now understand our position is to promote athletics at CWC, and we hope you'll continue to be a part of the Rustler Nation through our sports reports in the future. We will conduct new interviews with our guests that didn't get to be heard yesterday, Ava and Mary, and we'll have them on hopefully this week on the Rustler Report, and I appreciate your understanding and our apology in that. Central dressed in orange, while the LCCC Golden Eagles on the other side in gray as we get ready.
Or green.
Get ready for Region 9 North Volleyball. It was interesting that during our national anthem, I checked over to the 2 other web streams going on. They also, at the exact same time, also in their national anthems. Western Wyoming, the defending Region 9 North champions, are at Casper as Fred Ansoto.
Casper's playing better lately, too.
Yep, Fred Ansoto, which, is she still the coach? I don't. So, I do see Fred Ann on the bench there. I was looking at the wrong side. Angel Sharman on the other side. And the match starts out with a service error.
Which is interesting because that's probably the player you want to have come around to serve the most is what you'll start with.
And so that will give us our first service error. And you could hear Darshea Gallard in the pregame show say that is critical for her team tonight. Serving in and then serve receive as Bonnie receives that one. They'll back set. That one's going to go deep. Moyle plays it, and
wow.
Langer
they can't fire themselves.
Langer took off, and I don't know if it hit a beam and came back.
No, it did not get that high because I could see it the whole way, in fact.
Langer had kind of sprinted off towards the out-of-bounds area.
She could have lost it, I guess, going up that high.
Childers is going to serve an ace, and it's going to be 2-1 LCCC first.
Now kind of error after error to start things off here.
Yeah, 3 of them, 1 by one team and 2 by the other. Childers, 121 kills, and she'll serve it into the net. Second service error of the night for LCCC. She leads them in kills, 3.18%, 42nd in the country in that. And then she also leads them, as Joel mentioned, she's number 2 in digs at 83, behind Emma Bonney there at libero. Ball poked over. And they're going to blow a whistle, and it'll be LCCC in the net, and it'll be 3-2 CWC. Shelby Veenstra, their setter, 9.25% there. Rossi is their blocker behind her and Moncavo.
And that status changed because she did lead them in digs before.
Outside cross was McInerney. Templeton first kill attempt. Ball poked back up in the air by Veenstra, and a free ball coming over for LCCC. Central going to try to use it. Moyle gets dug in the back row. Shot blocked at the front by Templeton. To the outside they'll go again. McInerney gets it past Hernandez, or does she? Boy, how about that diving play by Templeton and Williams, and Central free ball it back over with Mortensen. McInerney touched and dug by Peyton. Big play here to see who can get the W, and it's got to be Central.
And I think hesitation of whether to play the ball or not. We're going to go ahead and bit Childers on that play.
Mary Moyle getting the kill. That's a big volley right there. There was great plays on both sides of the net.
Especially after kind of a not so great start for both teams.
Langer serving. Goes at Hannah Rhodes. Their libero. Blocked at the net, Mortensen. Emma Bonney, as I mentioned, leads the team in digs. But Rhodes getting the libero jersey here tonight. As served
I believe
in.
they switched liberos when we played them last time, mid-match.
Once receive actually hit the ceiling. Near set, Templeton, her first kill of the night for the kills leader. Mackenzie Templeton, the freshman, leads this team with 151 kills. She's also third in digs at 114.
This is the best front row depth Darche has had here as the serve goes sideways on Sophie.
Kenzie Templeton, by the way, 27th in the nation in kills per set, 17th in the nation in kills overall. Karen Cordero, who we saw from Western Nebraska, number 1 in kills per set, 5th in total kills on the season. Back set, Templeton pokes it over and keeps her hair out of the net. 6-3 Central, good dig by Langer. Near side Moyle over the top of the block and in, just inside the stripe on the back line.
And interesting, that is Childers that time deciding not to play the ball when I thought she was hesitant on the end of the long rally to play the ball.
Sage Burnson on to the court for C-Dub, wearing number 3. Sage, a 5'11 sophomore from Highland, Utah, all Region 9 performer last year for Coach Gallard. Outside, cross by McInerney, just got a piece of Burnson, and Reagan McInerney will get her first kill. Played at Thunder Basin in Gillette.
A key player on this team was a freshman from a Wyoming high school.
I believe moved to Gillette from Sundance area, if I'm not mistaken, later in her and her sister's senior high school years, as Burnson on the outside knocks one down for the kill. 8-4 CWC.
Our second libero here, Chaisley Gill, was from Sundance way back when.
Remember Cody Emmerich, basketball player on the Jamie Stevens teams from Sundance, as well as Alondra Hernandez will serve with an 8-4 Central advantage. Back set, stuff blocked by Burnson and Rasmussen. And Central with a 9-4 advantage. Calme Moncavo out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The 6'1 sophomore got stuffed down by Rasmussen and Burnson. Rasmussen leads the teams in blocks. Moncavo from the back row. Touch block by Rasmussen and shoveled over by Hernandez, and then a great play by Veenstra to find the open spot on the court of Central as she dunks it past the campfire for the kill.
A very good placement by Veenstra.
Thank our student broadcast crew when we get a timeout. Got a full crew tonight. 4 cameras and a director under the direction of the new media professor Amanda Nikoloff. Langer sets backside Moyle. Touched and picked up by Rhodes in the back. Cross court by Moncavo is good. Good placement, better placement than velocity is that one. She didn't get all of it, but she got enough of it to put it where she wanted it and puts it on the ground.
What I do like right now, CWC mostly in system though, as they're getting the the second hit to that server, or not to the server, but to the setter.
And that's a point of emphasis in the, ooh, that was dangerous. Nice pancake by Langer to help free ball it over. Childers in the back row, her first tally of the night as she'll knock that one off of Hernandez. Actually, it's her second kill of the night for Kyla, because we all know how generous I am with the stat keeping.
Yeah, I've seen 5 kills when one team's only got 4 points before, but
Reagan McInerney to serve. Hey, got to help out where you can. That one makes Langer go. Back row Templeton. And Moncavo dug it. Back row coming over. McInerney from the back row connects. And it's 9-8 now. Volleyball in February for college volleyball. 9-8. Central
well,
had
some conferences are starting football this week.
Yes, true.
At the college level.
9-8. Central led 8-4 a moment ago. A little overpass. Langer brings it back, and they'll call Central the back row attack, and we'll be 9 apiece now. An illegal back row play. Nine apiece. McInerney serving. Goes at Hernandez. Burnson down the line. Touched. Brought from the back row and in by McInerney. She has a couple of back row kills. And now all of a sudden LCCC is out in front, and we'll get a timeout on the floor.
Or the momentum switch. And volleyball really has always been probably the greatest momentum sport I think there is.
Yeah, this has been a 6-1 swing since it was 8-4, now 10-9 in favor of LCCC. Again, our student broadcast crew here tonight, Dominic D'Anzi is on our CWC golf team. He is manning a camera shooting into the central bench right now. On the other side, Wyatt Barichka, freshman from Cody's, focused in on the LCCC sideline. Up here tonight in the booth is Jackson Morris. He's also from Cody. And then Riley Bouillon. He's a CWC golf athlete. And on the student side of the equation tonight, he's from Salt Lake City, Utah. And also a big thanks to Newmark Rika Franca. He is from Cheyenne East High School, a sophomore at CWC. Our student broadcast crew here tonight, again under the direction of new media professor Amanda Nikoloff. And over the course of the next few weeks, you will hear Riley and Wyatt calling some games for us.
Speaking of Utah, the University of Utah, I think, is ranked 7th or 8th in the country. They've never, that I can recall, ever been ranked that high, undefeated in the Pac-12 right now.
You're talking volleyball, I assume.
I am.
I know we just talked about football season starting up, but
and we had golfers in there too somewhere. But
yes, we did have some golfers in there. McInerney still serving. Sending the second hit way wild again as Burnson will free ball it over short. Blocked by Burnson. Moncavo, that one's dangerously close to being out of the antenna. Rasmussen connects on a quick set in the middle. Ava will tie the match at 9 apiece. Scooby ties the match at 10 apiece.
She cleaned up that last time out, which forget about is like 13 days ago.
Okay, never mind. It was 9-9 when we went to the break. And now here we are 10-10 after the McInerney kill. Veenstra back set, swing and a miss by Pickard. Timing off just a little bit on that, and it's 11-10 now. I don't know if it was timing or placement off on the set.
I think like timing, it looked like, or it could be a communication thing too, because you could be talking out there as well.
Veenstra outside Childers, blocked by Rasmussen, but Childers digs it back up. Back row, another block by Central. Hanger gets the first hit on this one that's sent back to Burnson. Touched twice off the wall. Sage Burnson, second kill of the night. Central with a 12-10 advantage.
And coming out of the timeout very well.
Pretty soon we're going to have 5 sports and then soon 6 sports going on all at once at Central. Soccer has already begun their spring workouts. Rodeo has as well, as they'll get after it in middle of March. Set middle, Rasmussen blocked, and then through the block of Pickard and Ava Rasmussen connecting. So a game of runs as Central has reeled off 4 straight. After being down 10-9, they lead 13-10. Golfers will be getting after it here within about 4 weeks from now as well at Central. And of course, men's and women's basketball and volleyball all playing. Childers' cross is just inside the line. And Childers now with 3 kills.
Plus with all these sports, fingers crossed that they can continue in this strange year.
Emma Bonney from Highlands Ranch, Legend High School, along with Kyla Childers, a Legend High School product. They're both sophomores. Comes in and serves an ace right off the bench. Substitution as Durelia will check in for Moyle. Veenstra leads the team in aces at 23. That is the 11th of the season for Bonney. Childers has 14 aces for the Golden Gray Eagles here as they'll go at Hernandez. Nice dig by Bonney. Blocked by Burnson. Down it goes. Nice job by Sage. Her second block of the night. Central with a 14-12 advantage. Bonney out, Pickard back in, and then the libero checks in for Pickard almost immediately. Hannah Rhodes from Apple Valley, California, listed at 5'2". Moncavo with the receive. Childers is blocked by Rasmussen. Ava, the blocks leader for the Central ladies. Ava, 47 on the season. She and Missy Mortensen, the block party. Missy with 43 blocks. That receive makes Veenstra go way out to get it, and then free balled over by Moncavo. Templeton off the touch block, uses it for a kill. Second kill of the night for Kinsey. And it's 16-12, and we'll see a timeout called by Carrie Coates and the Golden Eagles. We'll look in on the other games here in just a moment. We'll take a break right now, and we'll be back after this on Central Radio. 16-12 Central up, game one, streaming live on RustlerAthletics.com. Taking a look at other games, Casper is out in front of Western right now, 18-8 in set number one in Casper. 18-8, Casper out in front there. And then Northwest leading the 18th ranked team in the country, Eastern, 17-12 in game number one at Northwest College. Mr. Sayer of Sooth, who prognosticated that Northwest may give them a little more than they were looking for.
I think they could be caught in a situation similar to us, but right now it looks like we're not caught in that situation.
Central with a 16-12 lead as we're back to action out of the timeout. Childers had an overset pass, can't dig it out of the net. 17-12 now.
Last time we played, CWC won 25-17, 22-25, 25-15, 26-24. So it wasn't exactly a rout when we played them in that tournament a couple weeks ago.
Which was the set that El Trip won, the second or the third?
Third.
Okay. Nice job by
I'm sorry, the
Burnson
second.
Along the end line to bring that one back as it about sailed over her head. Back set down the line. Blunt is dug by Hernandez. Back row, Sage pushes. Nice catch by Moncavo to bring it back into play. Burnson with a left hand over the block. Tipped. Far corner, Burnson is there. That's actually Templeton that did that. Rasmussen.
That's one of the few kill attempts out of this long rally.
McInerney can't fire. Alondra Hernandez got a first piece of it with Sage, but Moncavo will get the kill.
For a long rally, very little attempt, a lot of, free ball type play.
Yeah, Ava's definitely the hardest, and McInerney dug it up nicely in the back row. 17-13 Central out in front. Casper cruising on Western now 20-9 in that ball game. Cross from Templeton. Good dig by LCCC, and then Moncavo uses the block to connect on her third kill of the evening.
It is really weird, too. I don't know if you saw it. Did you do the Casper game when they were here?
Yes.
Casper seems to have more in-state players than anybody else, and that's somewhat of a rarity.
17-14. Veenstra, nice tough serve. You can see why she leads in aces. Over past Childers is blocked by the setter, Sophie Langer. How about that? Sophie at 5'9", getting up. Fountain Hills, Arizona freshman knocking that ball back down on the kills leader from LCCC, and it's 18-14.
That's also why in Division I you see so many tall setters now, because they want them to be able to block as well as set.
Rasmussen serve. McInerney the receive. They'll go hard in the back row. Moncavo dug by Williams. Free balled over by Deralia. Outside Childers touch block. Central gets another piece of it as Williams digs it up. Templeton at the 10-foot line, rolls, shots it over. McInerney is there. Moncavo. Peyton jumps in the campfire ahead of Rasmussen. Ava sends it deep, but there's McInerney. Outside Childers, rolls, shot. Williams is there. Langer comes to get it. Templeton blocked, but there's Peyton Williams to dig it back out. Templeton back row. McInerney's second and third. She got first and third. Good job by Moncavo as she went to go dig that one out. Cross, blocked and out of bounds by Mortensen. Moncavo gets the kill and the rally to LCCC. Wow.
Well, on the long rallies, they're up 2-1 on the long rallies.
Still
Had
trail.
3 of them, yep.
Still trail on the big board, though, 18-15 as Childers will serve. 5'11 sophomore from Parker, Colorado. Legend High School. We want to thank Carrie Coates for responding to our email, trying to get to know her team a little better as Templeton knocks one off of Moncavo as it falls to the floor. Third by Templeton. Scott Keister at Northwest College did that a couple weeks ago as well, as did Carrie when they came here the first time. And it's always nice to get to know some of the other kids on the other team a little bit and give them a little press. Moncavo, actually, excuse me, that is not Moncavo, that is Blunt that got blocked. Set
CWC
middle.
wanted a double hit.
Mortensen goes cross, and they're still lobbying for the double hit. Not going to get it, 19-16.
Yeah, you typically don't get it after the ball has gone about 5 more times over the net.
After you've all played it a couple of different times. Casper has just taken first set 25-11 over Western. They'll play the second set coming up here shortly as that ball goes middle by Templeton on a nice set. And she'll pound it down. Kill number 4 for Kinsey. The CWC kills leader. Sorry, Joel.
That's fine. Look at the games we're looking at. The home team is ahead in all 3.
Yeah, 20-16 here as we get another timeout. Casper won big, 25-11, and right now Northwest narrowly defeating Eastern 20-17 in that ball game there. We will take a very short break and we'll come back after this. Central leading late, game 1, 20-16. This is Rustler Volleyball from Rustler Athletics and 88.1. Templeton with his serve. LCCC will bring it back quickly. Moyle on the right side. Pass
wow, what an angle.
McInerney sends it over. Langer tries to bring it back. Mortensen free balls it over. I thought maybe there was a McInerney powers one through the block. At the net, Langer brings it back. Sent over by Mortensen.
Somebody might have been in the net there.
Pushed over, and they're going to give her the pancake. No.
I honestly believe that sometimes by sound is how they call that play.
Yeah.
And maybe that's pretty accurate too when you get right down to it.
Well, the late coach Ron Porter, who was a longtime volleyball announcer, said, and baseball umpire, he would always be like, well, that sounded in or that sounded out. So Moncavo to serve, 20-17, and she sends it long.
Or just barely. That's an interesting one to not play on.
Third service error of the night by LCCC.
Going back to what I was saying, though, the home team is winning all 3 of these matches right now. So just think, if you're the visitor team and you could get a weekend sweep, what a leg up that would be in the conference.
Long serve, near side McInerney sends it in the corner, and they're going to call that a double.
It probably was, but I think I've seen a couple more, I think.
We've seen some, I think there was
the catch, I think you
3 or 4 in a row that have been let go that were not, that were.
I don't think Bartman had his hands on the ball as much as that one.
That one was in question as McInerney can't field that one out of the net, and it's quickly 23-17 Central.
Yeah, a bit of a scramble here for LCCC down the stretch.
Well, now you're talking about a visiting team. Eastern has come back to lead Northwest 21-20 in that first set from Powell. Pancake, Hernandez, back row Templeton. Nice job by Alondra.
Interesting how she loaded up for that jump.
Set to Moyle, off the touch of a block. Childers can't get the second hit. And Central at game point. 24-17. Game point, C-Dub here in game 1. Hernandez serving. Goes at Childers. McInerney past the second block and a touch. And in. McInerney's 4th kill of set number 1. She and Moncavo with 4 apiece. LCCC has outkilled Central by my shoddy stat keeping, 13-11. McInerney the serve. Moyle serves it deep and out, and it's still game point though at 24-19. And I think it's hard to put together that many. I think just postponing the inevitable, honestly. McInerney to serve. Dangerously.
Her teammate said don't play it too.
Yeah, close to out. Burnson sends it out instead, and now it's 24-20. McInerney still serving. Serves it short. Moyle blocked by Childers. They'll go outside. Burnson touches the net. Hernandez picks it up. Roll shot Burnson. Moncavo. That ball is out, and Central has won game number 1. 25-20, game 1 to Central. 3 service errors by LCCC, but they outkilled Central 13-11 in that first set. Central leading now 1-0. They win at 25-20. Back for game number 2 in a moment. This is Rustler Volleyball from 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. They're going to play some overtime volleyball in game number 1 of match number 1 as their Northwest now game point 25-24 on the 18th ranked Lancers of Eastern Wyoming.
I'm starting to think less of these rankings all the time, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of a, I don't know, a shot in the dark because you've got, I think, just a couple of people trying to rank the entire country of JUCOs.
Teams from the West do not play teams from the East. They kind of are their own little sections of the country. California schools are not part of the junior college system. I think Oregon isn't either, I believe.
They should give us a call. We'll tell them some things. Eastern now game point 26-25 as the tide has turned there. Here Central won game 1 25-20. Mackenzie Templeton 5 kills unofficially by my count. Mary, Ava, and Sage each with a couple. Sage and Ava each with a couple of blocks. Childers with 3 kills, 4 kills by Moncavo and McInerney in set number 1 as Sage Burnson will serve it up first to start. Back row, McInerney hammers one down past Hernandez. McInerney's got a pretty good swing from that back row. She's got a number of kills from behind the 10-foot line. And Veenstra will serve.
She's their second leading killer, isn't she?
Yep. 89 behind Childers is 121 as that is an overpass that hits the antenna. 2-0. LCCC out in front. Game point Northwest, 27-26 in Powell.
Get them all tuckered out before they come here tomorrow.
Veenstra, long serve. Peyton Williams is there to play it. Rasmussen crushes one, but Veenstra digs it out. Childers sends one in front of Hernandez. Northwest has eked out game number 1 over the 18th ranked Lancers, 28-26. So they, Casper and Central, all up 1-0 on a Friday night in Region 9 North volleyball. Langer has to run over to get it. Templeton campfires it. Regan McInerney pulls it out. Mancavo blocked by Templeton and Rasmussen. Outside, Peyton Williams digs it up. Back set, Rasmussen. Touched and brought up by Veenstra. Second hit by Rhodes. Back row, another kill. Back row, McInerney. And we'll get a timeout. Quick 4-0 advantage for LCCC here in game number 2.
Interesting, it'll leave you with just one timeout the rest of the way, and there's a long way to go.
There's a lot of volleyball yet to go. CWC Discover Day is virtual this year. It's going to be March 9th, 10th, and 11th. It is for prospective students to be able to talk with faculty from different programs, hear from a student panel, learn about scholarships and campus life, and you can do it all from the comfort of your home. You need to RSVP online at cwc.edu/discover. And we'll see you make your way at Central Discover Days, March 9th, 10th, and 11th. If you know of somebody that's contemplating life at Central as a college path, cwc.edu/discover. CWC volleyball team home again tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can join the socially distanced crowd. I think there are a few seats still available. I'm not sure.
Some of the crowds are picking up a little momentum, I think.
And they're allowing, I was on a meeting today for graduation, the commencement service, trying to figure out just exactly what will go on there, as we normally pack the Art Center, which seats 1,000, and right now state orders say 25%. So trying to figure out alternatives there, as Rasmussen has that one blocked back up in the air by Hannah Blunt in her head. Set outside, Templeton blocked by Moncavo, and she will score.
Yeah, placement, though maybe not really intentional.
No, just a nice close your eyes, grit your teeth, and block it hard is what she did. And that's what I would have done. I'm pretty sure she still had her eyes open. 5-0 LCCC. Central won game 1, 25-20. They've spotted LCCC a 5-0 lead, except for Veenstra gets tired of serving and unfortunately sends it out for her. Service error number 4, as that is the First service error of this frame for LCCC. 5 straight, though, by Veenstra and the Golden Eagles. Moncavo got blocked. Williams goes down. Templeton sends it over in 2. Back set Moncavo. That one is out, but Central touched it. Moncavo with kill number 5. And yet they have outkilled Central 16-11. 3-zip in this set. Rasmussen comes out. Mortensen comes in. They'll go at Sage in the middle. Sophie sends it outside Templeton. Puts it over the block and right in the middle of the campfire. Templeton will stop the bleeding for the moment as Sophie Langer will go back to serve with a 6-2 disadvantage. Peyton Williams out. And we'll see Marley Albrecht check into the ball game for the first time. She'll come in with Mortensen to patrol that front row. Outside McInerney, stuffed twice. Ball comes over to Central side. And then back road from Burnson. Set middle, Alondra gets it, digs it up. Mortensen sends it over to the outside. McInerney touched in the air by Central. Langer. Alondra gets the second hit. Templeton gets the third. It just goes deep, no touch, out of bounds to LCCC, the point.
Yeah, it's CWC not in system on these last couple of points.
Spotted them a 5-point lead, and that's where they stay. 7-2 right now. Rhodes the serve, back set Templeton, cross. They're going to call LCCC in the net.
Interesting, you'll see Langer out there like on defense setting up the plays, you know. And so I'd asked her if she gets an extra stretchy jersey top for that position, you know. She said she did. I think she might have been fibbing, but she did say she did.
Templeton's serve goes into the net.
I get 200% Lycra.
Second service error of the night, their first of this set, and still hanging out at a 5-point game. Going to see Paige Blevins check in from Cheyenne Central High School, the 5'11 sophomore, wearing her mask around her neck.
I think each team has one player that does that.
Floating serve, Hernandez to Langer, back set. Albrecht is dug in the back row by Childers. There's Blevins, roll shots it over to Hernandez. Set, Templeton just leaps across the 10-foot line. Near side, swing and a miss by Veenstra, unfortunately.
More of a foul ball, I think. But
got a foul tip on it. Mortensen out. Rasmussen back in. 8-4, LCCC leading game number 2. Central leading game 1-0. Casper also up 1-0 on Western, and then Northwest up 1-0 on Eastern. Sage on a miscommunication set tries to run to the edge and can't get close as that ball just kind of sailed on Langer and falls to the floor. Back to a 5-point game.
I should have to get right on it, I think, to make a play there. And like I said, when she didn't go up, it was going to be an awfully hard play to get it back in play.
McInerney serving. Templeton has to make Langer run to the 10-foot line, and Sage finds just the end line. Referee, the line judge, right on it. And Sage get in the right score column with her third kill of the night. Albrecht out. Peyton Williams is in. One of our 2 sport athletes, played volleyball and basketball last year and had to pare it down to 1 and chose volleyball.
And that's what she was recruited here to play, so that made sense.
Peyton sends it over. We've talked about rodeo for her as a next sport career choice, but 4 hits on LCCC.
Said her folks were going to be here tonight. I was going to see if I could get them to sign the papers on a rodeo waiver, but she just laughed in my face.
You get that extra year of eligibility, plus you can do 4 years of rodeo in a junior college anyway.
I think the horse is allowed 5, but
the red shirt year. 9-6 Central. Veenstra puts it over. Blunt, actually, that's Francesca Rossi from Rome, Italy in there. That ball sails wide on Childers. She got it past the block, but the block was in and shot was out. Central now within 2. After spotting LCCC an early 5-0 lead.
Rossi started the last time we played them. And I think it's one of the few appearances in this one, I think, for her.
6-foot sophomore from Rome, Italy. Childers, cross court. Hernandez is there. Good set by Hanger, and then Sage with a little floating roll shot, almost in slow motion, puts it down for another killer fourth.
I was wondering last time if the Pope would come to any of Rossi's high school contests, and I think my broadcast partner said probably not.
I'm going to concur. I'm guessing that was Riley. And Peyton serves it into the tape for an error. Third service error of the night, and Coach Gallard talked about it in the pregame, said serving it in is going to be as big as anything for us. Emma Bonney checking into the lineup.
Boy, they're really stretching their lineup out here in this second game, aren't they?
Served an ace last time she entered the ball game. Williams says not this time. Back set Rasmussen. Nice cross pick up by Blevins. Childers off of a touch block by Rasmussen will connect. Kyla Childers, just her fourth kill. Kills were almost even. That makes it 17-15 for the match as Bonney serving. Carrie Coates also played at the University of Oklahoma after her CSI days. Rasmussen through the block of Blunt will score her third kill of the night. Hanging out at a 2-point game is Rossi to check back in.
That would be back in the days when Nebraska and Texas would have dominated that conference.
Back row, McInerney. She's made a living back there tonight. Hernandez digs that one. Williams' shot is just long from the right side roll shot. And it's back to a 12-9 LCCC advantage. Casper leading Western in game 2, a little closer this time, 17-13. Casper up 1-0 there. Northwest and Eastern battling 7-6 in set number 2 after Northwest won the first 28-26. Set middle, Rasmussen just wide.
Well, that was the play that worked so well the last time out. In their 2 matches that last Saturday they played. Got to remember too, CWC has not played in 13 days.
Right.
It's been kind of a weird
Wanted to get a game with one of the nationally ranked teams, Snow College, who's number 2 in the country right now, as Templeton has to off-balance fire one, and she hits it into the net.
You were just setting me up so I'd say Dixie, I know, but
Snow College ranked number 2, fellow conference mate Utah State Eastern ranked number 3.
Yeah, that's sort of the team you don't hear much about in that conference in any sport. But
you don't want to hear another team in that conference you don't hear anything about? Southern Nevada.
You know what's interesting about that is
Templeton goes cross. Yeah, they just joined. And then they're going to call a double on that hit, late whistle.
The only college player of the year to come from a junior college was from College of Southern Nevada, and that was Hamilton some years ago.
The one they made the musical about?
That's the guy.
Oh, goodness.
We've gone batty.
Childers blocked by Mortensen, but still connects.
I can't think, what was his name? Josh Hamilton, was that it? Or
I think so.
Kind of flamed out in a bit of a hurry, but he was the only junior college player to ever get the Golden Spikes Award.
Alexander Hamilton. Childers serving.
A check for a 10. Templeton,
nice direction as she kind of caught Rhodes leaning one way and went the other. And Kenzie with 8 kills. Kenzie's high is 24 on the season as a Rustler freshman as Williams checks out of the ball game. Marley Albrecht and Missy Mortensen along the front row with Kenzie Templeton. Hernandez, Bernston, and Langer in the back row. 15-11 LCCC still leads as that set came off of Veenstra a little crazy, and Moncavo couldn't go to get it, and it falls to the central point.
This is a lineup with 5 freshmen out there for CWC right now. Only Sage is a sophomore.
Outside, McInerney, touch blocked by Mortensen. Langer to the front to Templeton, shovels it over. Veenstra gets it, so that'll mean second hit from someone else. McInerney rolls shot There's Templeton, back set, Albrecht, cross, Veenstra is there. McInerney again over the block, nice one-handed dig by Burnson, and then Templeton at the 10-foot line is touched by Blunt at the top of the block. Now back set, Moncavo is in. 6 kills for Calme Moncavo.
That had no altitude on it whatsoever. That just, it came so low, you almost expected it to be in the net.
Gonna get a stop in play as Hernandez ties her shoe. You mentioned it, Joel, that Central called that first time out at 4-0. They still have their one left, still trailing by 4 at 16-12. Set middle, Templeton, is that touched? It was. It went long, but it was touched. 9 kills.
I couldn't tell until I saw the officials call on it.
For Kenzie Templeton. Central ranks 6th in the country in total digs, 4th in the country in digs per set. Moncavo, there's one of those digs, that one by Langer. Outside, Albrecht. Touched partially by LCCC. Veenstra goes to McInerney. Swing and a couple of baseball shots, and that one just goes out by Templeton. Boy, just great job by Hernandez to start it, and then a couple of little baseball swings with arms. Templeton's goes deep, and it ain't playable. Blevins back into the contest for Kerry Coates. Rihanna Gelhart played club volleyball in the Las Vegas area. She's the assistant coach for Kerry Coates. Childers' self-defense dig in the back row, brings it back up. Central has it back set. Mortensen's ball hits the top of the tape and comes back to the Central side. And now LCCC back out to a 5-point advantage. 18-13, late stages of game number 2. That second hit made Langer run clear to the near side. She can't get a second hit on it. Out of bounds it goes, and Central will use their other timeout.
Remember the last time they played, you'd ask which was the game that they won at LCCC, and it was the second game.
On pace to do it here as well. 19-13. LCCC out in front. They trail 1-0. We'll be back in a moment on Rustler Radio, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. (19-13) LCCC leading game number 2. They are behind on the big board though, 1-0. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle, high atop Rustler Gym, watching tonight's action out of the Region 9 North. Casper and Western now 23-20 Casper. They already lead 1-0. And Eastern has opened up a huge lead of 4 points on Northwest. I say that tongue-in-cheek because they've not been any further than 4 points in that entire match after Northwest won the first 28-26. Free ball over by Albrecht as we're back to action. Back set, down the line. Hernandez got the first piece of it, but the first kill of the night for Francesca Rossi.
That's their biggest lead, I'm pretty sure.
Not sure what transpired back in the back of the Why there was I missed what happened
the
in the
point
back
counted.
here. Oh, the line judge went down. The line judge about got ran over by Kenzie Templeton, and she had to dive to get out of the way is what happened. 7-point game. McInerney touched, dug by Burnson, set middle. Mortensen sends it deep corner. Childers is there. Back set. Rossi with another tally. Back-to-back Rossi kills.
We're really on our heels defensively right now.
21-13 LCCC. Casper has taken a 2-0 lead on Western now, and Central with a third hit. It's just going to be a little bullet pass free ball, and then they can't bring it back as they were out of position. And you're right, Joel, they're kind of reeling right now, caught on their heels a little bit, as we'll see Mary Moyle return to the Rustler lineup. And Coach Gallard talked about it, not to beat a dead horse, but in the pregame she said, serving and serve receive. We need that second hit to not have to go get it, and right now that's not happening for her team. Serve goes into the net by Blevins. And Central will get it back as the thunder rolls a bit here at Rustler Gymnasium. Serving Alondra Hernandez.
They were just pent up wanting to cheer something after a while.
Down by 8. Back row, Childers off the tape, misdirects and kill.
Well, the back row thing, which really shouldn't be your bread and butter, has become their bread and butter.
6 kills for Childers, 23-14 LCCC. McInerney serve goes deep and out. Service error number 6 on LCCC. Moyle the serve. Nope. Williams to serve as she checks in for Marley Albrecht. Eastern now up 17-11 on Northwest. Trailing a game to none.
Trappers got them right where they want them.
I don't know. Trapping them. McInerney, now good misdirection as back row Moyle. Dig by McInerney, the net violation on LCCC. They've been called for a number of those tonight. That's at least 3 or 4 that they've been called for in the net. I don't believe Central has been whistled in the net as of yet.
I think we were once, but we weren't whistled for it, is what I
remember you saying somebody was in the nylon there as Williams short serve. McInerney digs it. Childers blocked, dug back up and sent over. Childers again touched and then dug by Moyle. Outside Templeton. Actually, it's Burnson off the block will score. Nice job, Sage. 5 kills for Sage Burnson. Central trying to mount a comeback. They're still down 6 with 2 to go, though.
And I think right now their coach is talking about the double hit with the down official.
After the block, the kind of shoveling it out of the net type thing.
I'm assuming that's what it was.
Williams still serving. So at this point of the last match, I kind of said postponing the inevitable, and there's a block by Rasmussen, but Childers will get the kill as it sails wide, and now it's game point.
I think he was showing how you carry a 50-pound bag of birdseed. I've learned never get the 50-pound bag of birdseed ever again. Oh boy.
Where did that come from?
Because of the way she was
shoveling that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It's heavy.
I kind of wondered how we
get 2 20-pound bags instead.
How we got to that point as Moyle free balls it over. Game point, L trip, blunt, deep and out. That was kind of discombobulated from the start as that
Such a weird slap sound, too, the way she hit it. It was like...
It went wild as Emma Bonney is going to come out, and Rossi will check back in. Northwest on a run, tightening things up with Eastern at 17-15. Now they trail in game 2.
I believe how she spells Bonnie is the same way as Billy the Kid's
William
last
H.
name was that way. You lived in that part of the country for a while, didn't you?
Down in New Mexico. Fort Sumner way as Childers will end the match, or should be into the game at 25-18. So El Trip got a 5-0 lead, and they held on and extended it to win game number 2, 25-18. We're tied at a game apiece with game number 3 on the way in just a moment. You're listening and watching Region 9 North Volleyball from Rustler Athletics and 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Looking around Region 9 North volleyball on a Friday night. Central and LCCC tied at a game apiece. Casper leading Western Wyoming 2-0. And Northwest leading Eastern Wyoming 1-0, and they have come back off the carpet from down 5 and have tied that game at 18 apiece in set number 2. Eastern Wyoming, the 18th ranked team in the country that will play here tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock against CWC.
I think that's one of the gyms that's got the best college feel to it in the state of the junior colleges, I think. And Northwest seems to support their teams pretty well, though we probably can't tell because they're probably limited how many fans they can have. But
they have nobody on the one right side of their far side
of their rules
bleachers. No. Oh, I lied. There's 4 people right in there that they've got. Got a COVID-shortened crowd here tonight, but a good crowd nonetheless, being vocal, trying to cheer their team on for Central as they are tied at a game apiece. Central won the first 25-20, LCCC taking the second 25-18. Rasmussen, Moyle, Langer, Templeton, Williams, and Mortensen, the 5 on the floor. That will send Alondra Hernandez on for Missy Mortensen. On the other side, Veenstra will serve. She's their leading ace server, 23 on the season. They only have 2 aces here tonight. Also Mancavo, McInerney, Rhodes, Rossi, as Rasmussen pounds one off with a block of Blunt, the other starter. Back row, McInerney, roll shot this time. Moyle is there. Outside Templeton, through the block and connects. 5 kills in the first set, 4 in the second, now 1 in the third makes 10 for the leading killer for the Rustlers, Mackenzie Templeton, as Ava Rasmussen will head back to the service area to serve it up. Ava serves deep, far corner, self-defense
that's
play.
The old puncher there.
McInerney back set, kill by Missy Mortensen, her first kill of the night. She went to that far corner and they got a piece of it. 2-0 C-Dub. Again, we're tied at a game apiece. Nice job by Rhodes to dig that one up, and then Childers will tally as she got it to go in front of Mortensen and Templeton. And Childers now with kill number 9. Serving now is Childers. Moyle, good pass up to Langer. Williams going to play that one off the corner of the floor after a block. Probably, I think, rightly so, as Mancavo. That ball ricochets off the ceiling. Nice job by Langer to pull it back over in Central with a free ball. McInerney blocks, but Veenstra is there, and they'll call LCCC over the line. That was a great block and a great dig by Veenstra after the block, but it goes for naught for LCCC as Central will get the point. Do appreciate you tuning in on RustlerAthletics.com. I'm John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle alongside me, and our student broadcast crew, and we'll talk about those Cats coming up here in just a few.
I brought out another conversation with Kerry Coates and the down official, too.
Well, I mentioned it 4 or 5 times in the net. This one called for over the line. Veenstra back sets Mancavo down the line and in for Mancavo. Good job of our student directors getting a good close-up view of the official and the coach having their discussion with their masks on. Rhodes from Apple Valley, California to serve, wearing that libero jersey. Langer back sets Mortensen, taps it over. Childers twice. Nope, Childers was the second hit. It was Rossi that couldn't connect on the
you
first one.
You can sometimes get away with kind of 2 desperation hits, but it's awfully hard to get the third one.
Moyle out, Burnson in. Templeton to serve. Central with a 4-2 advantage here in game number 3. We're tied at a game apiece. Outside McInerney, down the block of Mortensen and Albrecht for the kill for Riggin McInerney. 7 kills for McInerney. Eastern now 23-21 on Northwest, trying to even that best of 5 up in Northwest College land. Blevins serving. Goes at Burnson. Langer goes back set. Albrecht off the block of Rossi, and Marley Albrecht with her first kill of the night. Marley, the 6'1" freshman out of Sandy, Utah.
Darcia has really tightened up the rotation, it seems like, tonight. You know, you're not seeing the substitution she might normally make. Again, it's the first conference match.
And I asked that in the pregame interview, kind of like the same question we would ask a basketball coach about, you know, finding out that rotation. Is there's a block by Rasmussen, good dig by Rhodes, free balled over by Blevins, and Rasmussen dug by Rhodes. Hernandez goes and gets it, good pass and a good set, and an even better kill for Albrecht on the outside. Asked her that question. I said, this is kind of a basketball question, but have you kind of settled in on a rotation? And she said, yes, we're going to see more of the same kids on the court, I guess, more court time for the nucleus, if you will, as they lead 6-3. Hernandez serves it long. Blevins is there. Set middle, pushed by Blunt, chicken winged up by Rasmussen, and then the free ball attempt by Albrecht sails wide of the antenna and out of bounds. (6-4) Central with.
We've played, I think, 9 players tonight is what I'm looking at from quickly going through the roster.
McInerney to serve. Set Burnson. Quick set, I think the misdirection, I guess it looked like maybe somebody else was going to take that, but it was Sage all the way. She pounds it down, caught him a little unawares. Sage with 6 kills. Peyton Williams brought out of her celebration to come on and serve. 7-4, CWC leading. We're tied at a game apiece.
I think they got caught dreaming of her rodeo career there, I think. Her parents are supposedly here tonight, or they were going to be.
You had mentioned that because you wanted him to sign a waiver. As
That's
Childers touch block, Derelia pulls it up, and then Burnson puts it in the tape, unfortunately.
Might not have been worth mentioning once, actually, but
I'll remind you next game.
Careful, I'm going to start asking you questions again.
At least submit them in written form, even during the game.
I'll
first.
do that. You say they must be cursive.
Bonnie on to serve. Iltrip down by a couple right now. Ace served by Bonnie. Ace number 3 on the night for the Golden Eagles. Wow, and Eastern and Northwest are going to play overtime in game number 2 as Bonnie follows up the ace with an error. She puts it into the net. 7th service error of the night for the Eagles. Derelia out. Moyle out. Templeton in. Serving Burnson. Should be a 2-point advantage Central. And Northwest has trailed the entire game number 2, and they are now a point away from taking a 2-0 lead as Rasmussen tallies another block. I got her for 3. Of course, 2 of them I think assisted. That one is solo block. She has 47 blocks on the season total. 9-6 Central, back set, Blunt, dig by Hernandez, dug by Langer, and free balled over by Templeton. Childers blocked by Rasmussen, but out of bounds, and she'll get the kill on the termination. Double figure kill night for Kyla Childers. She has 20. Her career high was 20, she has 10. Her career high was 20 against Otero a few weeks ago.
By poking me, you get your point across better. Is that the deal?
Yeah. I had to poke you to reinforce my own error that I said there. Veenstra, tough serve. Moyle, Langer, nice dig by Rhodes. Moyle goes to the end line. Templeton goes into the crowd, and Williams will free ball it over from the 10-foot line. Set middle, Moncavo with a touch. They're in the net anyway. Give the point.
Was that the first tip attempt by Langer tonight, or was that the second one? Because we saw a lot more of that recently, but tonight there's not been many attempts.
She had a block, but I don't think she's tried the tip on the second.
And that would be the first one then.
Central
kill for Templeton there.
Get another kill for Kinsey. She's at 11 now.
Interesting kill too. You're kind of a finger roll kill there.
10-8 Central. Rasmussen serving. Tough serve. Childers receives it. Back out to Childers with a left hand, pushes it over. Templeton block and in.
All you can do is look and see if it's going to stay in or go out. You looked and it stayed in.
Moncavo and Blunt teaming up on that block. 10-9 now. While Northwest and Eastern now at 26 apiece as they've played some battles up there. Nice job by Mortensen. Childers almost steps on Rhodes as she goes to get it. Back row, Peyton. McInerney digs it up. Central back on the attack. Templeton through a block. Childers picks it up in the back row. Near side, McInerney. Cross, Hernandez is there. Dinked over by Langer, and that'll count.
Well, the second attempt was good.
Told you I'm a generous stat keeper. That hit 3 people, but I'm going to give her a kill anyway as it terminated. They're going to
get the service error there. Makes the score 11-10.
Rhodes to serve. Set middle, Templeton through the block of McInerney. Kill number 12 for Kinsey. Eastern now leading Northwest 28-27 as their first one went 28-26 in favor of Northwest. Veenstra puts it up, chicken wing by...
That was one too many wings.
Rossi cannot get over, and Central kind of clinging to that 2- and 3-point advantage at 13-10 right now.
I think it's kind of a weirder, this is a little weird. I think CWC watching it would have a bigger lead than this in this game for some reason.
McInerney in front of Hernandez. Riggin now with kill number 8. And we'll see Deralia check in for Templeton now.
I guess she played for just a little bit in game 1, was it? So it would be 10 players I think CWC has used. I didn't think I counted her the first time around.
Blevins, that one almost got the better of Sage, but they'll get it back and Sage will pound it off a block, but Blevins will dig it back up. McInerney, that one goes deep. Did they get a piece of it?
Yeah,
yes, they did. Kill number 9 for Riggin McInerney. Go at Sage again. Langer back to Sage on the outside, puts it in the bottom of the tape, and we're tied at 13 apiece now.
Sage a little frustrated right now.
13 apiece in game number 3. Tied at a game apiece. Northwest and Eastern tied at 29s now. Set middle, blocked by Rossi. And then Triple C has their first lead of the set. at 14-13. Blevins still serving. Goes at Deralia. Back set. Albrecht. Campfire. Found it. Ties the match at 14.
The directional kill that time.
3 kills for Albrecht. All 3 in this third stanza. Serving Hernandez. Back set Rossi, punched over, blocked by Sage, but out of bounds.
Well, really light touch, but it still sailed a little out of bounds.
Golden Eagles by 1 now, 15-14. Deralia with the receive. Sage off a block of Childers will score. Burnson now with 7 kills. Eastern has taken the second game 31-29 after the first one went 28-26 Northwest. They're tied at a game apiece and have battled it out in Northwest.
You want to pile up those stats per game when the games go that long.
Exactly, when you get 8 extra attempts at it. Burnson blocked. Rasmussen might have carried it. Burnson again. Nice dig by Rhodes at the net. Childers taps it over. Langer to the near side. Burnson swing through the block. Veenstra and Rossi were there, but Sage will tally.
And ZWC will recapture that lead.
16-15 C-Dub on the 8th kill of the night for the All-Region 9 performer, Sage Burnson. Williams goes at McInerney. Childers goes cross. Sage got it first. Back out to Sage. Winds up and pounds it just in front of the line. In front of the LCCC bench for kill number 9. 4 kills this set for Sage and a timeout on the court. Central 17, LCCC 15. We'll take a very quick break. We'll come back and give you our names of our broadcast crew after this timeout. We're a game apiece in game number 3 on Rustler Radio, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Do want to thank our student broadcast crew. We'd like to thank Amanda Nikoloff, the professor of the new media department here at Central. Radio, TV, web, some podcasting going on. Riley Bouillon and Jackson Morris up in the top of the box. Dominic Dianzi running one camera on the Central side. Wyatt Barichka running the camera on the other side. And Newmark Rika Franca is our student director. So 2 sophomores and 3 freshmen on the broadcast crew, along with us KG veterans at the top of the gym.
Seniors.
Seniors. I got an AARP application in the mail for my 50th birthday the other day. Back to volleyball, and Blevins from the back row sends it long, and Central will score out of the timeout to lead 18-15. Casper's going to 3 and out Western Wyoming as they lead match point 24-17 at Sweet Erickson Thunderbird Gym.
They did not look that great when we saw them here, but they have really played better lately as we get the kill for LCCC.
Childers pounding down her 11th. Still a 2-point Central advantage. And that'll end at 25-17. Casper 3-0 over Western Wyoming.
Western won this region last year.
That is just their 5th match of the season, by the way. They were 2-2, and there's an ace by Bonnie. That's going to narrow the gap to 1.
Well, we had a couple teams that were on their 10th match when Northwestern Colorado was here, who hadn't played a match at that time.
Bonnie with her 3rd ace of the night, by the way, gives her 13 on the season, and then an overpass and a smash by Childers. And LCCC has knotted it up at 18. We're tied at a game apiece. Central won the first 25-20. El Trip won the second 25-18. And now LCCC and Central tied at 18 apiece, but the momentum kind of swinging with the Golden Eagles as Childers is dug by Hernandez. That might have been a different set by Langer. They'll let it go. Thrown over by Childers. Thrown over by Rasmussen. Blevins got it.
Childers. Questioned that one more.
A couple of pancakes and a free ball from Langer. Good job by Williams and Hernandez. Set middle, Blunt blocked. McInerney picks it up. Camp fired over. Rasmussen, nope, it's Langer will bring it over. Big play at 18 apiece. Childers, ball hits the rafters. Going after it is Deralia on the second hit. Childers with a tally. She's got 13 kills. And LCCC with a big rally. And now they've taken over the lead on a quick 4-0 run.
That was our 4th roof rattler of the game.
Sage on a set that comes about shoulder height. Will have to try to do something with it. Can't, puts it in the net. 20-18 now. LCCC in front.
And we are really seeing the momentum I talked about earlier in this match this evening so far.
And a timeout on the floor. 20-18, LCCC is out in front. If you want to support your wrestlers and you need some gear to do it, you need the CWC bookstore. They have hoodies, quarter zips, vests, t-shirts. They have sports-specific t-shirts. They also have stickers, mugs, blankets, and more. The best part is they're open 24/7 online at CWCbookstore.com. They will ship your wrestler gear right to your door. You pick the destination, CWCbookstore.com. Western Wyoming 0-1 on the season. Casper is 1-0 now in Region 9 play. Casper evens their record at 8-8 for Western. They are now just 2-3. This is their 5th match of the season. Eastern and Northwest are tied up in monumental proportions as Northwest won the first 28-26. Eastern won the second 31-29. Peyton Williams the receive. Sage touched, blocked by Blunt. She'll tap it back over. Rasmussen throws it deep. McInerney is there. Near side Childers, past the block, connect. LCCC kind of firing on all cylinders right now. They are bump, set, spike. They're getting the 1-2-3 down.
They're way more in system than we are right now. Like I said, it's just that thing there. Not only was that a good hit to the floor, it wasn't even close to anybody.
Good direction as that sails just wide.
And that is dangerous when you're trailing to, at this juncture of the contest to let it go, but it does pay off.
Bonnie out, Rossi in. (21-19), late stages of game 3. Overpass, is this going to be 4? Yes, Central gets the...
That cuts the lead to 1, big point.
Central gets that point on an overpass into the net that kind of got shoveled out, and then the 4th hit. 21-20 now, Burnson serving. Central does not have an ace serve yet tonight. Langer outside Templeton, off the block and score, we're tied. 13 kills for Kenzie Templeton.
See if we see roaring out of the timeout.
Tied at 21 apiece. They'll go at Blevins. Now Childers, cross, Hernandez is there.
That was her MO, so it's a good play to stop it.
Templeton's not the hardest kill, but she got good placement past Rhodes.
I think McInerney kind of hung her there a little bit too. She was right there and didn't make a play on the ball. I think maybe she was expecting that to be played.
22-21, Central has bolted back out to a 1-point advantage. And no surprise here, set number 3 in Powell, Eastern and Northwest tied up at 5 apiece as they are playing a battle there as we are in game number 3 here, late stages of it though at 22-21. CWC basketball at home Wednesday night. They'll face the Trappers of Northwest Community College.
Is that just a single game or?
Doubleheader.
The gals will be ready to play then?
They've got back on the practice court in the last couple of days.
I didn't see them at the game tonight. I've seen the men's team, but I didn't see the gals team in this gym this evening.
And maybe just coming off of quarantine, they're like, we're not going to be a part of a crowd.
They were dissuaded at the door.
And I'm not from their contagion spot. I'm thinking just so they don't get put back on quarantine somehow their own selves. 22-21, Childers touched by Rasmussen, but Kyla will get kill number 15. She's got high kills on the night with 15. Templeton for Central has 14.
Remember before the season started, or the games began, I should say, Peyton Williams had it when they, she was taken out of commission for a while.
The rodeo team suffered a bit of that as well as Templeton. Nice dig in the back by Rhodes. Back row, McInerney crushes one off the Williams and then the ceiling, and then free ball oil over by Mary Moyle. Outside, Childers into the net. Big point Central as Childers puts that one into the net, and it's 23-22. And then El Trip was almost out of rotation as Coach had to get Childers back over on the right side of the rotation. Rasmussen into the net. Service error number 5 on Central, and we're knotted up at 23 with Childers serving. Ava comes out as Childers goes at Moyle. Good pass to Langer. Good dig by Childers on the hit by Templeton. McInerney pushed back up in the air by Williams. Back row Moyle, roll shot. Veenstra goes in to get it out of the campfire. Another campfire, Peyton brings it back. They're gonna call it down. Late whistle, and they'll call that not a pancake.
Typically I, have a hard time telling. I kind of thought that one was that time, but.
24-23, it's game point now, LCCC. Childers at Moyle. Langer puts it over, and we're tied at 24. Langer with a little second shot kill. Tried to watch the replay, but I missed it going after the stat, because you know how spot on I want to be with those. 24-24. Langer.
At least I don't call them Northwestern Colorado.
No, that's coming though as.
Now that I brought it up, right? It'll be in your mind.
Mancavo taps one over. Well, they're at least the same colors, even though not wearing it tonight in these uniforms, but similar colors to.
They look like the Baylor Bears in that green with the.
To Colorado
is that
Northwestern.
Green and navy? Is that?
Well, they're wearing the navy spandex, but I think it's gray.
I think it's green.
25-24. Templeton blocked, kicked up in the air by Hernandez, and literally kicked up in the air with her knee. McInerney says we're done here, and LCCC with a 26-24 Game 2 win. Excuse me, Game 3 win. It's their second win for them as they win Game 3. 2-1, LCCC out in front of the home team now after Central won the first.
And extra volleyball in this one.
Yeah, barely. 26-24, LCCC with a 2-1 advantage. Back for game number 4 after this timeout. This is Rustler Volleyball from 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Game number 4 getting ready to commence as LCCC has lost the first, but they've come back to take the last 2. They lost 25-20, but they've come back to win 25-18 and then 26-24.
That was the score that CWC closed them out with last time they played.
And here we are going to game number 4. Central will have to win the next 2 in order to pick up the conference W on the opening night here tonight.
I don't think we've done a 5-game match this year either, I don't think, have we?
Casper was a 5-game match. We won that in the 5th game at home.
I should have it written down somewhere in this pile. By the time I find it, we'll be playing Casper again, though, so.
Beat Northwest in 4, Casper in 5. Eastern leading Northwest 13-11 in their 3rd set. They're tied at a game apiece. Central in orange, LCCC in gray.
Or green.
Just had to set you up. Make sure you were listening. Deralia tied her shoe. Langer, Albrecht, Mortensen, Burnson, and Hernandez, the 5 on the court. Excuse me, the 6 on the court. Deralia will serve. Blunt, Veenstra, Childers, McInerney, Moncavo, and Rhodes. The 6 for LCCC as we begin game number 4. Moncavo, Veenstra, Childers, punched back up in the air by Langer, but can't go get it. Childers picking up where she left off. Kyla Childers, 16 kills. Veenstra serving into the net. She's their leading acer.
I would just sidestep the kick to the side after it came back to her.
But she has her 2nd service error of the night. LCCC has out-killed Central 39-35 in one of our irrelevant stats.
Yeah, but it's interesting because we're typically so strong in the front row.
They're going to
antennaed it, yeah.
Say that hit the antenna, and Central will get the point on the attempt by Moncavo.
Sometimes it sounds like it hits our antenna, I've noticed a few times this year.
A little static cling sometimes on the hoop mics, if you will. Our hoop mics are right over the end line, by the way.
You asked for net mics, remember, and they turned you down.
Yeah, the association said nada. Free ball over by Central. Outside Childers. Cross. Sage is there. Hernandez is going to have to get a 2nd hit. She'll get it to Albrecht. Off the block of Childers, and Marley Albrecht, kill number 4.
That was interesting, too, when you're playing to get to 5 rather than playing to win the match here, you know, in this one.
Got to go 5 for Central to have the opportunity to protect the home court. Hernandez floater into the net. Service error number 6 on C-Dub. Childers to serve, 3-2 Central here on a Friday night, serving it long. 10 service errors tonight for LCCC.
Well, typically not a recipe for success, but right now they lead it 2-1.
Back set, Moncavo, dug by Hernandez, 2nd ricochet up by Williams. To the near side again, Moncavo through a triple block, and Calme Moncavo with a kill. 10 kills for the Brazilian.
You notice nobody really serves quite like Peyton Williams. She has that kind of semi-curve there that she comes to the approach with it.
Kind of running the arc. 4-3, Rhodes to serve. Shanked a bit by Peyton. They'll get a Opportunity, and Burnson puts it down through the block and just past the 10-foot line. Great job by Sage. Kill number 10. She's in double figures now, along with Templeton in the 14. Aurelia out. The Serbian for Central. Burnson with a 5-3 advantage. Set middle. Rossi dug by Hernandez. Rasmussen free balls it over. That's just wide of the line. And that was a kind of a split-second decision at the end that she's like, okay, I have to take this. And a hug from Moyle and Burnson as they trade spaces. Mary Moyle onto the court.
They appear to be very close friends, too. You see them together quite often in the hallways of CWC.
Moyle kind of hit her on the shoulder as Rasmussen will free ball it over.
Yeah, Hernandez saved that.
McInerney dug by Williams. Nice pass. Langer's brought back in one, though, by McInerney, who was all over it. McInerney tries to place it, and she puts it on the wrong side of the net. Great job by Riggin, though, to block that second attempt by Langer. Stuffed it right back down, but then couldn't get the ball on the placement. Ava Rasmussen back in to serve with a 2-point Central lead here in game number 4. McInerney cross. Peyton is there. Langer to Templeton. Deep. Rhodes plays it. Now Riggin gears up. Templeton's got to go get it. And then back row Moyle sends it over. Back set Rossi. Stuffed by Templeton.
That's a good point for CWC because he kind of had to scramble earlier on that point.
7-4 C-Dub, trailing 2-1 to LCCC. Serve goes deep by Ava and out.
You know, we've not mentioned her name as much tonight as we normally do.
Early on, 2 kills and 2 blocks in that first set, but as kind of went silent from that point as she'll check out. Serving, McInerney. Set to Templeton, touched and a kill by Kenzie. 15 for Mackenzie Templeton. Back to an 8-5 advantage. Langer serving. Childers blocks. Blevins though. Templeton touched and then she'll kill it. On the overpass, Kenzie Templeton terminates for her 16th kill of the match. And Langer will go back to serve again. Eastern looking like they will take set number 3 from Northwest College, but I'm not counting anything out of that 3-set match that they've got barn burning up there. McInerney from the back row. It's off the tape. And then Albrecht had the first hit, but Langer couldn't get the second hit as she had to go around Albrecht.
Trappers perhaps running out of gas and or pelts.
10 kills for McInerney. Down by 4 is Northwest. Down by 3 is LCCC, but they lead 2-1 on the big scoreboard as Bonnie will serve. Moyle, good pass to Langer on the receive, and Templeton pounds it off the top of the block. And Central fundamental volleyball right there. When that serve is good, when the serve receive is good, Langer puts it on the money, and then the good things happen like that right there.
Templeton a couple of key hits right here, in fact.
10-6 Central. Templeton to serve. Jump serve at McInerney. Set middle, blunt, stuffed by Mortensen. Missy Mortensen, her second block of the evening. And we'll get a timeout as Central has opened up a 5-point advantage here in game number 4. They still trail, though, 2-1. We'll be back in a moment. This is Rustler Volleyball from 88.1, streaming live on rustlerathletics.com. Casper has already beaten Western Wyoming tonight to make their record 8-8. They're 1-0 in the conference. Western Wyoming 2-3 overall, 0-1 in the conference. Eastern Wyoming 10-6. Northwest 10-5. Very similar records, battling it out at the gym that I can't pronounce. And here comes Northwest storming back into that thing. I knew I would.
Is that Hank Cabry Gym or something?
Yeah, Caber.
C-A-B-R-E. We'll spell it for you.
Macabre, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just going to let it go. I think it's Ken Rocklett's court, though, isn't it? At Macabre Gym or something? Caber?
If they still recognize what gym it is now.
Yeah, after we've butchered the name of it, unfortunately. Albrecht, as we'll get you back to the volleyball play-by-play. Childers, cross, Alondra Hernandez got that figured out at the net. Nice job by Hernandez to dig that up and free ball over by Burnson. Great job by Alondra, the libero tonight. Cross, touched twice, but Childers with the termination.
Why do they still have that mascot dude with the musket up there that will blast off at any time?
He might have been COVIDed out.
Yeah, way back when, you used to have your benches on the opposite ends of the court. And you'd go to check in, and the musket guy would kind of confront you as you tried to check in. And sometimes he would blast you. It was never good.
Back before some gun regulation, or what was it? Mortensen pokes it over. Rhodes, back row McInerney finds placement, but
I think there was a black powder ordinance in the town that came up.
Langer was there. Now Sage is dug. Childers fires one deep and in. Her 20 kills against Otero is her career high. And she's working on a new career high now. 18 she has, unofficial by my count. Veenstra, tough serve. Set middle, Mortensen can't fire. Rhodes digs it out, and then Burnson hammers it down on the overpass. Central kind of still hanging on to a 4-point advantage at 12-8 right now in game number 4.
Playing to get to 5.
As they trail 3-1. Hernandez, boy, shanked a bit by Childers, but saved by McInerney and brought over by Mancavo. Langer sets back, Rasmussen through the block, past Blunt for the kill.
That's the quick set that worked so well last time out. And she's right on top of the setter, in fact, on that play.
Getting their mojo back in order as they lead by 5 now. And that is kill number 4 by Ava Flav. Tapped over, Hernandez streaming in to get it. Burnson blocked, and then nobody gets the second hit.
So that was a misread or what on that, thinking it was coming back farther or something.
Hannah Blunt with her second block of the night. 13-9. And then another block by LCCC. 13-10. Burnson, Langer, back set Albrecht. I think that hit the antenna, it did. And it's 13-11 all of a sudden. I think Eastern is going to take game number 3 at Northwest, 24-21 right now, but that one has been a battle all night as Rasmussen hang time. Veenstra.
Yes, she mistimed her jump but still was able to get it.
Albrecht, back row, Childers to the near front. McInerney got a good swing at it, blocked by Rasmussen and Albrecht, but McInerney with her 11th kill as she'll knock it through. So we'll get a timeout on the floor. At 13-12, quick 4-point barrage by LCCC to get within 1 at the midway point of game number 4 that LCCC leads the match 2-1. McInerney's having a great night. As I mentioned, 20 kills in a 4-set loss to Otero by Childers. Let's see what McInerney's got going on as her career stats. 14 against Western Nebraska for Regan McInerney, and I've got her at 11 right now, so she's creeping in on her career high. The 5'11" freshman from Thunder Basin out of Gillette. Central won the first, LCCC the second and third, and now we're a point separated here in the fourth set. Powell called the timeout after Eastern sets him up at game point at 24-21. One of our line judges, a former Casper College standout, also coached at Riverton High School. Going to see Childers serve it up. 4-point run. And out of the timeout, Northwest puts it in the net and will drop game 3, 25-21, as Central gets a kill on the touch by Marley Albrecht. LCCC's out of water. So we see a water run by the ladies trucking out of the gym.
Well, don't go to Texas for it, let me tell you.
14-12 Central. McInerney just with a tip over the block for the kill. I've got her at 12 now, 2 shy of her career high.
Oh, the standard version of the finesse kill right there.
Central spilled their water as they're cleaning it up while
we're taunting them. We have so much water we don't even need to drink it.
Overpass ties the match at 14 apiece on the ace by Rhodes. LCCC has outkilled Central 45-43. 14-14 in game number 4 of a 2-1 LCCC advantage. Rasmussen sends it wide, and LCCC now has their first lead.
It's kind of like that third game where it was back and forth so often.
LCCC taking a lead at the 15-point mark. Hard serve to the near side. Burnson touched and connecting as it falls in front of Rhodes. I'll find Sage on my score sheet. She's got 12 kills.
Even with that point for CWC, they're not getting it to their setter on the second one that often as Sage sends it into the net.
Oh man, the service error on Central. There's 8th of the night.
And you say that's without an ace, is it, or do they get one ace?
We still do not have us for an ace. It doesn't mean we haven't had one, just I haven't put it in the scorebook.
You're pretty generous, so the opposite would probably be the deal. But
well, I'm watching a couple of other matches. I'm calling one. I'm
not answering my questions.
Not answering your questions. Blevins to serve, 16-15. Stop and play for a quick moment. Moyle the receive. Back set, Rasmussen, nice dig by Blevins. Blocked by Templeton as Veenstra trying to bring it over in 2.
And you don't get a kill for that for Rasmussen, but it really sets up that play because they're basically just trying to scramble any which way to get the ball across, and there becomes a kind of like T-ball for Templeton there.
Blocked by Templeton is their second to go along with 17 kills. The water crew coming back for the Golden Eagles as McInerney down the line is in. 13 kills for Regan.
Very nicely, they're ducking our camera person. Very nice over there.
Wyatt's tall enough, they didn't have to duck under him over there.
But they did. They were that courteous.
17-16, Golden Eagles leading. They lead the match 2-1. Ball, touch blocked Templeton, the termination.
And that's exactly the play, the way you want it. You draw it up, receive, to set her, set to kill, and that's exactly what happened.
18 for Kenzie, 18 for Kyla Childers. They lead their teams respectively. 17 apiece on the scoreboard. Langer serving, just skims the net. Almost had our first ace as Blevins instead pounds one from the back row. Hernandez free balls it. Tapped over in 2. Hernandez taps it back over in 1. Brought back over in 1 by LCCC. Albrecht into the net. And LCCC the point.
And the lead once again.
Substitution. Bonnie in to serve. Blunt back into the front row in place of the libero Rhodes, who steps out. Northwest will spend the night in Riverton tonight. They'll head, LCCC will spend the night in Riverton, then head to
the
Northwest.
other team might.
Then head to Northwest to play. Eastern would be the other team that travels. As Templeton off the block will tally. Much needed kill. 19 for Templeton, and she will serve.
I would think I'd like to get part of the trip out of the way, just part of it.
Well, they had a pretty big trip to get here from Cheyenne today. So where are you going to stay, in Thermop or
Matitsi?
Matitsi or
many a team has stayed in Matitsi when Rhodes went south.
Templeton serving in front of Blevins. That'll be an ace, our first of the night.
Plus, I could say hi to our buddy Maddie May up there and her Buffalo.
Templeton's 21st ace of the season. She leads the team. Sage has 15, Ava has 10, Sophie Langer with 7. And again, by my tally, the first ace of the night. Go at McInerney. 19-18 Central. Roll shot pushed up in the air by Mortensen. Albrecht touched, brought back up by Childers. Back set Blevins at the 10-foot line. Nice dig with the second hit as it shanked off. Blevins with the kill. That is her first of the night. And we are tied at 19 apiece. Any separation at this point is huge, specifically if you are LCCC, which has a 2-1 lead.
Curious how many times we've mentioned Maddie May without mentioning her Buffalo. Probably twice.
I'll say we might have just gotten away with that, however, now it's been brought back up. So 9 returners for this LCCC team.
And we actually have quite a few by our standards, but not mine.
6 is Albrecht, dug by Mancavo. Childers throws it over. Good dig by Langer, but what are they going to call? They're going to call Central in the net. And it's 20-19 LCCC.
Boy, it is zigging and zagging back and forth, is it not?
Hard serve. Hernandez to Langer, pushed over by Mortensen, and they have 3 quick swipes, and they can't.
You got to get it back somehow. You can't just keep, having it hang in the net there.
Mortensen, 3rd kill of the evening. It's kind of generous stat keeper I am. Hernandez goes at Childers. Back out to Kyla. She will go back at Hernandez, and hers is a little harder. Coming back the other way, 19 kills for Kyla Childers. 21-20, can't trade points here.
That has been their play du jour, has been that Childers hit from that side.
Yeah, 19 times, roughly.
And I think it's all been from right there too, hasn't it?
Most of them, yeah. Back set, Albrecht, cross, Mancavo is there.
Great angle by Albrecht.
McInerney, touch blocked and brought up by Duralia. Burnson down the line and in. Sage with her 13th kill. Williams back in for Albrecht. $21 apiece, and again they've traded points from about 18 on the not good side of the trading points. Nice play by McInerney.
A lot of good roll spin on that.
Sage says, how about this roll, as she puts it into the back row, and now Central on the other side of that equation. 14 kills for Burnson and a timeout on the floor. Central leading 22-21, trying to force a game 5 with the visitors here tonight. We'll return after this and close out game number 4 in just a moment. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle, high atop Rustler Gym. Thanks to our student broadcast crew, our sophomores, Dominic Dianzi and Newmark Rika Franca, our freshmen, Riley Bouillon, Jackson Morris, and Wyatt Barichka running cameras here tonight as Central with a 22-21 lead. Back set, Moncavo blocked by Burnson and in. Just by a whisker, but in nonetheless. Sage with her 3rd block of the night. And Central now up 2 with 2 to go. Blevins going to check in for Moncavo.
LCCC did not like that call, you could see.
Line judge on the far side, but down that line called it in.
And the on top judge wasn't going to overrule it.
I just missed the replay, by the way. Ball hits the tape and skims over. McInerney outside, touch block, Payton picks it up. Near side, Burnson. Childers, it bounces off of the rafters. Coming over by McInerney. Quick set, Rasmussen, tally, and it's game point Central. Kill number 5 for Ava. Another assist for Langer. That is one stat that I am not, well, I'm not talented enough to keep very many stats, period, let alone digs and assists are the 2 I had to count out. Central has retaken the kills lead now at 50-48, and it's game point trying to force a 5th. Back set. Blocked by Burnson and Rasmussen. McInerney, cross, nice placement as she'll get the kill.
It's kind of a change-up, sort of a, and the way the ball came across and not with full pace.
14 kills by Reagan McInerney. Ties what she did in a 3-set loss to Western Nebraska for her career high. Again, that is unofficial. You'll want to check with their coach before you go printing up any plaques or anything for her career high. But she's got a bundle here today as Childers from the back row. Langer to Rasmussen, swinging a block and a knockdown on Neva, and Central will force game 5. 25-22. Central wins game 4 and will race to 15 when we come back after this timeout. Rustlers and Eagles tied at 2 apiece. Game 5 next. This is Rustler Volleyball from 88.1 KCWC FM Riverton. It's 9 o'clock. Game number 5 headed your way from Central Wyoming College. The Rustlers and the Golden Eagles of LCCC. Central won the first 25-20. L-Trip won the next two 25-18 and 26-24. Central wins the fourth set 25-22. And there, Joel, is your cumulative stat.
I knew it was close. I was trying to figure it out in my head, but the head wasn't big enough.
93-92 the points overall in the irrelevant stats of the night. Central has outkilled LCCC 50-49. They each have, well, LCCC.
What do you got for roof rattlers?
We got 7 or 8.
I got 6 is all.
6, okay. LCCC with 10 service errors, Central with 8. LCCC, though, 5 aces. Central just a single ace so far. Central 8-5. They've won their last 4 in a row. On the other side, LCCC 5-6. They've lost their last 4 in a row. So streaks will either continue or be broken both directions here as Veenstra will serve. They will not change sides. Obviously they don't do that at any point in the game, so they will not in the 5th game set as per normal at 7 or 8 points here either. Veenstra to serve as we're underway for game 5. Albrecht tallies on the first 1, 2, 3. Marley with 6 kills.
We talked about Darcea's keys to the game. Things like service errors really get magnified in a game of 15.
Absolutely. Alondra Hernandez serving. We'll go check out back set. Childers. Nice dig by Deralia. Sending it deep is Langer. Cross. Hernandez is there.
Well, she knew where it was going.
Near side. Bernson off the block. Tallies. 2-0 Central. Marley Albrecht's 11 is her kill high. She did that in the 5-set win against Casper on this floor earlier. Bernson 15 kills. I was just on Sage's page a minute ago looking at her high. Outside, Blevins down the line. Deralia got a piece of it, but Blevins got enough to smoke it by.
I don't know if that might have been out. Much needed point for LCCC.
Sage's season high is 17 against Casper College. Back set, Albrecht. Nice dig by Childers. Touched by Central. And Childers with another kill. Actually, excuse me, that was McInerney.
This has really been the most back and forth match we've ever seen, though. Like in these last 2 games, both teams had leads towards the end and didn't finish.
2-2 our score. Langer sets Rasmussen. Childers is there to dig it up. McInerney rolls shot at the 10-foot line. Dug by Hernandez. Langer back set. Rasmussen can't get it over the net.
Had to reach too far back, I think.
Quickly, LCCC has back a 1-point advantage. We're going to 15. Opening night of Region 9 North Conference Volleyball. Almost an ace. Sage leans way back at the 10-foot line. Blunt blocked by Rasmussen at the front of the net.
I was wondering if that ever got over, but
3 apiece. Williams in to serve for Marley Albrecht. 19 kills for Kinsey Templeton, 15 for Sage Bernson, 5 for Rasmussen, 6 for Albrecht. Childers with 19 on the other side for LCCC. 15 by McInerney from the 10-foot line puts it over. Set middle, Rasmussen blocked. Great job by Williams. Langer to Sage, roll shot coming. Rhodes digs it. McInerney goes cross. Alondra Hernandez with 1 hit, but it goes into the crowd.
The Langer family had it.
"16 kills for Riggin. And a 1-point lead for the visitors here in game number 5. at Peyton that kind of rolled off of her. Sage will smash one off the block of Blunt and Blevins.
Sage had that bit of a slump, a couple games ago, but has really come out of it.
16 as Templeton comes back into the front row. Duralia comes out. Sage goes back to serve. 4-4. On the way to 15. Back set Blevins. Touched by Templeton. Blevins with her third kill of the evening. Burnson out. Moyle in. Blevins to serve with a 1-point LCCC lead. Blevins at Moyle. Middle, Rasmussen pushes it through the back row. Rhodes got a piece of it, but not enough to make another play. 6 kills, Ava Rasmussen. Ties this up at 5. Roll shot from McInerney. Ava's there, outside Templeton, connected. Ava's kill high was 15 against LCCC. Like I said, Templeton's kill high is 24 on the season, and she's got 20 now with that one. 6-5 Central. Veenstra outside, McInerney blocked by Mortensen and Langer. Block number 3 by Missy. And a timeout by Carrie Coates and the LCCC Golden Eagles. It's 7-5, Central leading game number 5 after LCCC had built a 2-1 advantage.
This is a timeout you wouldn't see probably in the 25-point match or 25-point game, because you probably wouldn't see it at 7-5. But because you're playing to 15, you're going to make it, you don't want to take your timeouts home if you're going to lose.
Definitely so. The rest of your Rustler Sports Weekend is at 4 o'clock tomorrow, when the 18th ranked Lady Lancers of Eastern Wyoming will come to Rustler Gymnasium. Lancers leading Northwest 2-1, and they lead game number 4 right now, 15-12.
Shows you how long those first couple of games were, that they're in game number 4 midway.
Right.
When they started the same time as we did.
Northwest won the first 28-26. Eastern won the second 31-29. Then Eastern won the third 25-21. And they're in a 4-point battle here in game number 4. That'll be 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be on the air 3:45 here on 88.1. And all along the network, the Rustler Sports Network, online and Spectrum Cable Channel 189. McInerney, it's blocked into the antenna for another kill. 17 for Riggin. And she will serve now, trailing by 1, 7-6. Moyle, Williams, and Hernandez in the back row to receive. They'll go at Moyle. Langer comes to get it. Templeton off the block, and another kill as Veenstra. Kind of frustrated. She says, I've got it, but I can't complete the block. 21 kills for Kenzie. Williams out. Albrecht back into the front row along with Mortensen and Templeton. Langer serving, goes at McInerney. Blevins from the back row, into the net. And quickly a 3-point Central advantage now, 9-6.
I tell Coach just telling her team to settle down. It seemed like I could read her gestures.
Trying to get this one at home for sure. She'll have to go to LCCC and play the return side as Childers dug by Hernandez. Back set Albrecht. Good dig by McInerney. Can't fire, but Hernandez warming her hands is there. Albrechtsley Mortensen dug by Coates, and then Central's Templeton with a block, but she sends it just shy of the line.
On the overpass, and I'm sure she's frustrated because she knew it was right there.
That was a dunk, but she dunked it left of the line. Bonnie checking in for El Trip to serve. Central the 9-7 lead. First to 15 will take the match. And an ace by Bonnie. She has done that a few times tonight. How about 4 aces tonight for Bonnie? Puts her at 14, tied with Kayla Childers on the team at 14 apiece. And Central will burn a timeout. Again, your Rustler Sports Weekend continues tomorrow at 4. Then back at it again on Wednesday night when the Trappers of Northwest College will take on our men's and women's basketball teams. The games will be at 5:30 for the ladies, 7:30 for the men. We'll begin our pregame around 5:10. We will bring you the pregame of that, follow it up with the men's game. And going to talk with our broadcasters, Wyatt and Riley, and maybe let them try their hand at some play-by-play in that early game of the night. We'll get them prepped, as there will be a weekend in March where I'll be at the state basketball championships that they'll need to step in and take over on a basketball doubleheader. So let the students take it over a little bit on Wednesday night, perhaps. Game times again at 5:30 and 7:30, and it'll be here on the Rustler Sports Network, 88.1 FM, online at rustlerathletics.com, and on Spectrum Cable Channel 189. We thank you for watching at home on rustlerathletics.com. Subscribe to the channel, 736 subscribers. Like to see that number increase. Back set, Mortensen, dig by Blevins. Outside, Childers, blocked by Mortensen, but Childers will connect.
That's been their moneymaker this entire match.
20 kills, Kyla Childers. That has tied her career high that she set against Otero a couple of weeks ago.
Otero was ranked last we knew too, weren't they?
No, they have bailed out. They are not in there anymore. Northern is NJC, as Central will get their hair tangled up. Langer and Moyle actually got their hair tangled up after that play. Couldn't get over the net, and it's 10-9 LCCC now in favor of.
They'll all be wearing buns tomorrow.
It's like headgear of some kind, perhaps. Langer, Albrecht, cross, great placement. Maybe somewhat more lucky than good, but that was a beautiful place for that angle to drop, and it's tied at 10.
That died just inside the line.
7 kills for Marley Albrecht.
Counts just as much as the hardest hit of the match.
Right, and she was falling backwards and just kind of miraculous to get any play on it, let alone the angle. And then the kill is that one going to set up a roll shot from Blevins, dug by Hernandez. Back set, Albrecht pushes it over on the set to Blevins. Outside, Childers throws it over on the tap. Langer got the first hit. Near side, Burnson down the line will tally, and Central has back the lead on kill number 17. From the All-Region 9 performer, the sophomore from Utah, Sage Burnson. Eastern, after losing that first game, looking like they will come away with a 3-1 win over Northwest when they come in tomorrow afternoon to face Central. Outside, Childers, cross, what are they going to call? Central in the net, and we're tied at 11.
Well, that really wouldn't have mattered.
No, it was going to be, and that's why
she dented our floor.
I call it a kill, even though they call the actual play was Central in the net. They weren't going to get it anyway, and that's where my generous stat keeping comes from. I've got her for 21. Veenstra to serve. She's their leading acer on the team, but
how much risk reward do you do at 11-11 and a fifth?
Right, and then into the net, she'll put it.
That was the risk, not the reward.
Unfortunately, her third service error of the night, the 11th of the evening for LCCC, and more importantly, put Central up 12-11.
Had to be the biggest one, too.
3 to go, up by 1, Central serving Hernandez. Goes at McInerney, who shanked it. Blevins, though, brings it back, free balled by Veenstra. Central, Rasmussen connecting as she gets touched on the block. And Central 2 points away, and a timeout called. Rasmussen with her 7th kill. And we'll step aside as well. Central 13-11 in game number 5 will finish the match after this timeout. Rustler Volleyball on 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Central crowd getting a little vocal here as they can smell a little blood in the water at 13-11, looking for their first conference win in the opening night of conference play. 13-11 Central. They won the first, they won the fourth. Iltrip won second and third. And here we go to finish it out. Childers blocks. Rasmussen and Albrecht, and it's match point.
Well, that point was so big going into it even because it would tighten up or else give you match point after match point.
Match point Rustlers, 14-11. Iltrip is out of timeouts. Central has one remaining. Alondra sends it at Blevins. They'll go back set. Childers blocked again by Rasmussen, and that's how it'll end. 6 blocks tonight for Ava Flav. Rasmussen with 7 kills and 6 blocks, and Central wins it 15-11 as they take down LCCC and go 1-0 on the year. They've won their 5th in a row, while LCCC has dropped their 5th in a row.
But LCCC, yeah. No, that's their 5th loss in a row for LCCC.
Yes.
They look so much better tonight, though, than they did
a
couple weeks ago here.
I concur directly with that. Eastern is a point away from closing out the night on Northwest. It's match point at 24-17. So we'll keep an eye on that as we head to break. Your post-game show is next. We'll read you some stats of this 5-set Central victory. They win it 3-2 tonight, taking the 5th game 15-11. We will return with a post-game show after this. You've been watching Rustler Volleyball from 88.1 and rustlerathletics.com. This is your post-game show. It is brought to you by YDOT, and reminding you to know the roads before you go. Check it out at yoroad.info. You can also hit the app on your smartphone, the 511 app on your smart device. And we thank YDOT for the post-game here tonight as fans streaming out of the gymnasium here. And we'll give you some final statistics in this one. Central winning the first 25-20. LCCC would win the next two 25-18, 26-24. Central came back to take the fourth 25-22, and then they pull out and win the fifth one 15-11 tonight to emerge victorious. Central now 9-5 overall. They've won their last 5 in a row. More importantly, though, Central 1-0 in conference play. LCCC drops to 0-1. They are 5-7, having lost their 5th in a row. But as you mentioned, much improved volleyball team as they gave Central all they wanted here tonight. Central would outkill LCCC 59-56. Central with 8 service errors, only 1 ace tonight, which is a little bit different. LCCC 11 service errors. They had 6 aces in the contest. Leading the way in kills for Central tonight, Mackenzie Templeton, 21 kills for the Highland, Utah freshman. 17 for the Region 9 player Sage Burnson. 7 for Marley Albrecht. You had 7 for Ava Rasmussen, 2 for Sophie Langer, 3 for Missy Mortensen. Blocks, Ava Rasmussen with 6, Sage had 3 for Mortensen, 2 for Templeton, 1 for Albrecht, and 1 for Langer as well. And by blocks, it's parts of blocks, stuff blocks, and maybe being around blocks. Yes, exactly. Like I said, I'm a generous stat keeper there. But Templeton, 21 kills, Sage Burnson with 17 here tonight. Leading the way for the visitors, LCCC, as they've been led by Kyla Childers all year long. She goes again with 21 unofficially tonight, which, if that in fact would hold up, would be her new career high for LCCC. 17 for Reagan McInerney would be a career high for her, the freshman from Gillette. 10 kills for Kalme Mancavo tonight, 3 kills for Rossi and Blevins, 1 for Veenstra, the setter. In the block category, Central out blocking LCCC, and this is a skewed number. It's not 16-6 because of assists and stuff like that, but Central out blocking LCCC tonight. 3 blocks for Blunt, 2 blocks for Mancavo, and Central, though, winning it 3-2, taking the 5th. 15-11, and they're 1-0 in the conference.
And it really does set up the match tomorrow
Right.
now, which is what we were thinking it would be, but we knew both teams would have, a more difficult task than I think maybe it looked like on paper.
Northwest and Eastern, it was the Eastern Lancers winning that one, and these first 2 games were monsters, with Northwest winning 28-26. Then Eastern won the second one 31-29. And then they would win the third and fourth, 25-21, 25-19. So the 18th ranked team in the country coming in, now having won 3 of their last 8. And they will come in here at Eastern at 11-6 on the season, also 1-0 in the conference, taking on CWC. So Rustlers will play the 18th ranked team in the country tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Elsewhere tonight, Casper would take down Western in 3. They did so 25-11, 20-17. And Casper now 8-8, 1-0. Western Wyoming 2-3, 0-1 in the conference wars. Do want to thank real quick. What are you going to?
Well, the composite score.
Oh,
of
yes,
course.
absolutely. We got
107 to 104. So it was actually very close, which kind of was the way it played out in 5 games.
Yeah, and kills 59-56 in there as well in favor of Central. And as you mentioned, 107, 104, that composite score. Thanks to our student broadcasting crew, Dominic Dianzi, Wyatt Barichka, Newmark Rika Franca, Riley Bouillon, and Jackson Morris, under the direction of Amanda Nikoloff. And I can't forget Francis Obakoya. He's our Wyoming PBS engineer that helps make the stream and everything else possible for us here at Rustler Central and everything that is going on. We do appreciate those of you that have stuck around on the post-game show on the website and on Rustler Radio and Cable Channel 189. We're back at it tomorrow, 3:45 in the afternoon with a pregame as the CW ladies take on the 18th ranked team in the country. Final thoughts?
A good win for CWC, and I think maybe to be tested like this is a good thing too before you go into that contest tomorrow. And I think we predicted it was going to be a close match, and it was indeed. And,
yeah, right down to the wire.
And CWC, with, like I said, the game on the line, came through and got the win.
9-5 on the season. With that, it's going to wrap us up here from Rustler Gymnasium on a Friday night. He's Joel Kindle. I'm John Gabrielson. Thanks to our student crew, Amanda Nikoloff and Francis Obakoya, and all of our students. 3:45 our pregame tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central versus the 18th ranked team in the country.